Hi, yes, GhostCritic, I'm back again. It's that time of the week for another roundup of what comics came out for me this week. It's weird how much difference a week makes. Anyone who watched last week's would realise there was some pretty bad comics out and I absolutely slated probably about 90% of them. This week got a whole lot better. I'm not saying it was all brilliant, but much more upbeat and excited. And I know this is quite strange because I'm going to kind of start on a half and half note here. It is indeed, yes, it's Amazing Spider-Man 661. And it's a kind of Spider-Man Avengers Academy team-up type thing, I guess you could say. The start of this is just so cringeworthy. The setup for it, it's like a really bad remake of like an 80s John Hughes movie. It's so obvious. It's so cliched. I'm getting the feeling that Marvel don't have a lot of faith in like their new Fantastic Four Future Foundation team, and they are going to plug it away instead in Amazing Spider-Man to get people interested. There was no need for this at the beginning with the whole, oh, let's go and fight this huge monster as the FF team. Let's have the funny quirky jokes about him wanting to be a teacher and not getting picked by Giant Man or whatever. It was, oh, every time I turned the page I thought, oh please let this stop. It's just, you've got the setup on the front page where you can see Spider-Man, where you can see the characters of Avengers Academy. He's going to teach them. Fortunately, halfway through the book, Psycho Man appears and it all starts getting a lot better. The whole douchiness of him, the whole him being not a very good teacher is clearly explained. Psycho Man is making him doubt himself with his powers and his tablet. And it starts getting quite creepy. Especially right at the end where all the Avengers from the Academy, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but, you know, Spider-Man's got his work cut out for him. So, yes, it was bad to begin with, picked itself up, and then I looked and I realised Slott didn't actually write this. It was, is it Christos Gage? Yeah, Christos Gage wrote it, so he's obviously standing in for a while. The backup story, it proved nothing apart from let's have this kind of old school nostalgia kit that Marvel seem to be holding on to at the moment, which really for me does nothing. If you want nostalgia, go back and read the old comics. I didn't really get much out of this, out of the backup story, and just seemed to be a bit of a filler story for no reason whatsoever. Next, Batman and Robin number 23. And this was good. We've got Red Hood, aka Jason Todd, back. And he is currently residing in Arkham Asylum. And I'm not ashamed to say it, he's looking pretty buff. I don't know whether Arkham Asylum's got a whole gym program, but he seems to have been lifting some weights or something in there, but he isn't happy about being in there. He doesn't think he deserves to be in there. He's not an absolute loony like the Joker or, you know, Calendar Man or any of the other freaks that inhabit the Arkham Asylum, and he wants to be put in a normal prison. Now that's a bad mistake. You know, he's killed most of the regular baddies, like the street level baddies. So chucking him in a prison where obviously he's going to be with people that probably within the same gang members that he's killed already, not a good idea. And we obviously all realise this, but still he goes there, and it's just the finesse, you know. Jason Todd just breezes through. He makes some deaths look like suicide. He can look after himself, this boy, or I should say this man now. And so obviously they realise we can't keep him here. He's going back to Arkham, and there's a jailbreak. Well, not a jailbreak. They come to rescue him. Who comes to rescue him? A bunch of walking, talking animals. Now, I know this title is trying to give in some like new characters and make them really freaky and quirky, but the whole walking, talking animal thing kind of been done before, not particularly original, but I'll wait and see how it goes. Fun, action-packed, dynamic. The artwork at the beginning of the book by Gillen March, really nice, very nice and crisp and clean. Andrea Bresson does the last part of the book, and I'm not 100%. You can see the change. It's very slight, but you can see it, and I'm not 100% sold on his. Still, definitely pick it up. What next? We have Batman, and it's the Gates of Gotham miniseries. I think it's issue 6-ish, no, 5 issues. So this is first of 5, and here we go with it's a kind of history of. Well, it says it's the history of Gotham City on the front, the secret history, but obviously that involves Batman and it involves the Waynes. In fact, this is all got to do with exploding bridges that have got family ties, why and who is doing this. We've yet to discover. This is obviously a nice little setup. It's okay. I'll give it a couple more issues to see how it goes. The problem with these things is, and you know, if you're a new reader to Batman, you don't stand a chance. Yeah, sure, I collect a lot of trades for Batman, but you know, I don't know everything about the history. I don't know where all these characters come from, where they all keep appearing from. So, you know, I'm pretty in the dark here. I don't know if there's like, I know Spiderman has, on Marvel, Spiderman has these encyclopedias and it has all the characters he's ever met and, you know, a little brief description. Does Batman have one like that as well? Because I would love to get it. I really would. The artwork by Kyle Higgins, it's okay. It's kind of cartoony. I guess it's fun, but is fun the right word for a Batman book that's quite this dark? I don't know. Next, we've got Fables, and it's issue 105. And you know what? Oh, Fables is such a good book. I mean, it's at 105, but if you've not already picked this up, I want you to go right back to the start. I want you to buy all the trades and catch up, because you are missing out on a treat. We're smack bang in the superhero storyline, the super team. Probably nearing actually the end now, but this is kind of quiet, kind of not wrapping things up, but you know, adding little bits that will wrap it up. Does that make sense? We've got Big B and his dad, Northwind, having a little chat, and this is about Northwind killing one of Big B's sons because he's a monster and needs putting down, basically. And Big B coming to his dad and saying, look, you're not going to do this, we're going to fight about this. But, you know, the Northwind, he's a god. There's no way Big B is going to defeat his father, whether he wants to or not. So they have a father-son chat. And in this chat, we realise, you know, this is all about a super team, but they don't stand a chance against the Dark Man. Not a chance. Tottenham Kinder tried, she almost did it, and like, she's got thousands upon thousands of years worth of magic behind her. These are basically kids in comparison. So, along with that, we've got Esme is playing around with her powers, flying, enjoying it, and she sees the conversation happening, she doesn't know what it's about. Northwind throws her away, and it seems she's landed outside of Fly's kingdom and into kind of the Darkman territory. And I don't know, I think something very interesting is going to happen there with Esme being on that side of the barrier, so to speak. And also it's the whole transformation of the fat nurse into the slinky lady, which was fun and nice to see. I love this book. Nice kind of cliffhanger, with the Dark Man and the North Wind facing off, because this looks like it's going to be a battle to the death, and it is a battle of the gods. Pick it up. Next, there's a lot to get through, I'm sorry. Astonishing X-Men number 38. A week before, the title was just diabolical. This week, kind of good. Yeah, the Brood are back. Lockheed and Kitty get reunited in a kind of comical, drunken way. We find out that Abigail Brand has been doing tests on the Brood to try and be able to remove the larva from a host before it fully takes over, and to stop the Brood from developing into a huge army, you know, invading force again. But as we know, things won't go that well, and the Brood escape and take over this space station, and are basically going to use the people on the ship to reproduce some more. And of course, so this other X-Men team, another Astonishing X-Men team, so you've got Cyclops, you've got Storm, you've got Beast, you've got Lockheed, and you've got Kitty Pryde. They go in to rescue Abigail Brand, who got left behind, and, well, I think we all knew it, she's already been, well, she's on her way to being assimilated by the Brood. Very, very good. I'm excited about this. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to go back to the other team next issue, but who knows. The artwork by, who is it? Juan Babello and Marcello Souza. I'm not sure. It's very busy. It's a bit thick and claustrophobic. The panelling on some of this is a bit crazy. I think they tried a little bit too hard. Let's put it that way. Next, Ultimate Spider-Man, and it's 158. Continuing on with the death of Spider-Man, there are 2 more issues to go of this current run and in this incarnation, because there are rumours of something else afterwards, but not necessarily Peter Parker. And as much as I'm going to hate seeing this title go, because I love Ultimate Spider-Man, I wish they'd get on with it. I wish they'd get on with it. I'm a bit confused, probably partially because I'm not doing the crossover. I've not bought into that with Ultimate Avengers, so I have no idea why the Ultimate Avengers just left Spider-Man presumably to die in all the rubble. But they have, but he gets up and goes off to find a hospital. In the meantime, and this is what I mean by there seems to be a lot of padding out by Bendis here. We get a lot of banter between Iceman and the Human Torch about, you know, girlfriends and, you know, I want to be a superhero, but I want them to like me first, blah, 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 blah. This is not, come on, Death of Spider-Man. I don't want to know about those two getting their rocks off. And then the Secret Six appear, or however many's left of them, and there's a big smackdown. It's all very exciting, and Spidey PE turns up, and this is going to be one hell of a fight, which we know is going to end up with him and the Green Goblin as the final face-off. It'll be interesting to see where Bendis is going to go with this. We know it's ending in 2 more issues. How he's going to do it is the question. And Zatanna number 13, and this is such a fun book to read. I never fail to be impressed or laugh or be completely entertained by this title. I mean, look, we've got a cat with a crystal ball eye that can tell your future. You've got the Spectre in there. You've got Brother Knight making escape routes out of prison with other prisoners' bones. How cool is that? And then there's this reveal at the end. Now, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it is to do with Detective Colton. And I've said to myself from the very beginning, what is he doing in this title? Why does he keep appearing? It didn't seem to fit in. But with the reveal, this is going to make it very interesting. And Paul Dini has so cleverly just torn away the layers here until we get to this issue. Unlucky 13. Brilliant. I don't know if they've collected the trade of the first 6 or 7 issues or not, or if you can go and find the single issues and catch up with this, you won't be disappointed. Fun all the way. Finally, yes, finally, he says 15 minutes in, Uncanny X-Force, and it's number 10. This is a prequel to the upcoming Dark Angel saga, and this is Archangel, this is Warren Worthington's storyline. His dark side keeps emerging ever more stronger, and it's not helping that we've got the Shadow King trying to discredit him, and trying to let everyone know that there's this secret mutant kill force out there. So Warren goes out to try and, scupper the plans to get these videos of him killing people out into the public domain. And of course, this is when his dark side comes out. It's not very nice. Wolverine throws himself in. This is a smackdown between the two of them in a kind of half-hearted way until, Betsy sticks a psychic dagger in his head and stops him, and they imprison him. And then for some reason they've got to get Dark Beast out of prison to find out what to do with him, and we find out that basically Warren is ascending to be the next Apocalypse. And we're going back to Apocalypse, to the age of Apocalypse, to that world that we saw way back in the 90s, when it was Apocalypse's view of the world, how he wanted mutant kind to, yes, be the superior race happen. Very, very interesting setup. I'm looking forward to going back to the Age of Apocalypse. It's going to be good times. Good times. And that is finally it. A lot of books to get through. I hope you stuck with me. I hope you'll come back again next week. For those of you gagging for the next long box history, I will be doing letter B sometime this weekend. So look out for it. See you later.